afternoon and evening, dear viewers. It's Sister Laura, and welcome to another episode of CFO Today International. Now, where in the world do you think our program will take us for today's episode? Well, in a few short moments, we will be heading to the Ecclesiastical district that covers not one, not two, but 5 states in the USA. Get ready to go to the Ecclesiastical district of Mountain States, where our brethren have eagerly prepared for their highly anticipated Unity Games. Now, to be successful in sports such as volleyball, for example, I heard that the skill of an individual player is not enough. What really makes the difference is how the team works together in harmony. We'll learn more about the value of teamwork in today's episode as we follow the Mountain States women's volleyball team during their practices and as they watch the INCinema film Headlights. Watch this.
Hi, I'm Sister Ariane Cadiz, a Kadiwa member from the local congregation of South Las Vegas. I am a choir member, a CWS officer, and a Kadiwa officer.
Hello po, my name is Sister Sheltiel Chavez. I am a Kadiwa member in the local congregation of Las Vegas. I am a choir member, a CWS officer, a district CBI officer, and a district multimedia officer.
And we're from
The District of Mountain States.
A fresh start with no baggage. Doesn't that sound so free? Ugh, plus the rent. Oh, I'm so over it.
Tell me about it. This is exactly why we're moving. Can you believe it, girls? We're finally moving. We're finally getting out of here. And we might not know what awaits us, but I have faith that this will work out for all of us.
You and your faith. I'm sorry. I don't know how you do it, Vera.
Okay, so question. How do you encourage your fellow teammates to remain steadfast in their faith on and off the court?
Really reminding our teammates what a great opportunity we had to represent why they're there, not just to play or win, but really that reminder of how great and momentous this occasion was. And then off the court is just checking in on them, leading up, a lot of us was very nervous. This is the first time a lot of us either played together or even played in such a big event. So it was really just reminding each other, keep going, and having that encouragement, and just kind of reminding don't forget to pray, because we're all from Mountain State's so big, so we're from everywhere. So it was just really reminding them going into this, why we're here, and then also just keep on praying because we're so far apart from one another.
Right.
You know, I never really had a best friend or a friend group. I was one of those floaters, I guess. People thought I had a bunch of friends because I talked a lot, but I took that mentality with me. And every time I moved, it was always hard to open up and get close with people. But I guess you guys wore me down. Thanks, guys. I'm so happy we're doing this.
Question: how do your friendships with those inside the church different from those outside, Sister Sheltiel?
Going back to me going to school, I remember when I would go back to class on Monday, my friends who are outside, of course, they would ask me, oh, what did you do in your weekend? And of course my answer is go to church, I go to EVMs, Bible studies, and then their answer would be going to parties, stuff like that, things of this world. So it's very different, obviously, because I grew up with surrounded by members and always doing what's right and staying away from temptations like that of this world.
What characteristics do you value in teammates?
Loyalty, even though we're all brethren, we're all sisters, but being on a team, you need that because you also need that trust with one another. Right. So it's coming together to make sure that they're going to have our backs at the same time, right?
Right, reliability.
Yeah. Like you said, reliability, accountability at the same time. So.
I'm terrified. That's why I want to move, and I still don't want to move because that means I'll have to start all over again. And the rent? I'm hardly making anything. Well, at least I had something, right? You know how hard it's been for me during this entire apprenticeship. I want to be taken seriously. I can't do anything right. If I can't do anything right, then that means I can't be a mechanic, and if I can't be a mechanic, then that means I have no job, and if I have no job, then I don't know what to do. Should I even be happy with where I am right now? Or should I even risk it all with no guaranteed success? I feel like I'm going to this place.
You know you can always talk to me about anything. John too. I know you guys are like cats and dogs, but when it really comes down to it, she'll be there for you. We're here for you.
Guys. But how are you fine with not being able to control everything in life? Like, you always leave things up to chance.
Well, I don't leave it up to chance. I leave it up to God. So I'm not really scared.
I don't know. I don't know if that's something I could ever do.
Well, you can try starting small. Even having faith as small as a mustard seed can move mountains.
Okay. How do you cope with hardships and difficulties in life?
So the way I cope with difficulties, just like what the film mentioned, is really having faith. Because in the film, that one character mentioned, like, we can't control it, and we honestly can't. So it's really just having that faith that everything's gonna, up to God. Yeah, definitely. Especially because we don't, like, we can't control it. So as long as you have that faith, and on top of that, we're God's children. Like, that's what we have on our side. And so it's really just doing that, and of course the power of prayer.
Right.
Yeah.
When we perform our duties, we're able to also cope through that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
definitely.
with the brethren.
How do you and your friends inside the INC resolve conflicts?
A lot of the times it's just, like, even though it might be hard or awkward, it's really just, bringing it to each other's attention, because sometimes we may not know that there isn't even, like, a conflict that's right, that a problem is happening, and then, because we are officers, we have that of, we know, like, if it gets to a certain point, then of course to bring another one to witness, whether it be a head deacon or a minister, you know what I mean?
Have proper communication.
Yeah, definitely.
So we don't misunderstand each
exactly.
other.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you communicate with each other, like, as teammates?
It's a lot of positive communication, I feel like.
Yeah.
We're always reassuring one another when we make a mistake. We're like, it's okay, right back, right? When we make when we miss a serve or something like that.
Yeah, and especially because our game was volleyball, I think a lot of it was to get our teammates in the right mindset, to make sure that, because we're our biggest critic, right?
Ourselves,
and so to be able to communicate that to our teammates, to just make sure that they're doing everything right. Like, we can't control everything on the court, and it's just really the positive feedback to give to them, to make sure that that everything they're doing is right. They're not doing anything wrong,
and that they're not alone.
Yeah. Definitely, because we all make mistakes.
Once we get this vehicle started, let's go home. I know you really, really wanted to make this move, but do you even think it's worth it? Look at this trip. We've gone into so many detours. Why do you keep pushing?
I could ask you the same thing. Why are you always on the move? You never seem to stop.
It's hard to explain. I just feel so lost. I've been trying so hard to find something that'll make me happy. And I keep thinking to myself that if I keep looking, I can find it. I resent you, you know. You always have a purpose, a sense of direction, something that pushes you forward. Me, on the other hand, I feel like I'm just running away from my problems. Oh, I feel terrible for thinking that way.
Hey, it's okay to feel that way, really. And it means so much that you're sharing this with me right now. Considering our circumstances. Look, I know I can be overbearing sometimes. But can I share something with you that I think might help? You're trying to chase happiness as if you could find it somewhere hidden. But maybe you're looking in the wrong places.
Wait. I thought you were supposed to motivate me, but you're telling me to stop chasing happiness?
But don't you see? Happiness is not something that you can find ready-made. It comes from you and your actions. If you keep focusing on the things that you lack, you're never going to really appreciate the things you already have.
You still didn't answer my question. What keeps you going?
I've got a destination in mind. And if I focus on that, will I ever truly be lost? Instead of running away from something, I'm running towards it.
I just feel so scared right now. But I trust you.
What factors influence the level of synergy in a team or your group of friends?
I feel like a factor that could help our team would be, like I mentioned earlier, positivity, keeping it light, and not looking, like what she said in the video, not looking at what we lack, right? To always look at what we can do in the future and help each other out. Especially in the team in volleyball, we all rely on each other to make the play, right?
Right, yeah. Definitely. And, you know, to go off of that, Sister Sheltia, it's also, you know, going back to the film, that literally that line of like what we lack, each and every one of us on the team, we each had something that, you know, the district saw in us to be able to be part of the team. Mm-hmm. And our head coaches, the coaching staff saw what we, you know, the strengths that we could play at our very best, even if it was something we didn't play. And I think that's also something in like our friend groups, like with the team, you know, also that some of us have that energy, you know, like some of them are hype man, some of them are like the positivity of keeping going. So I think, you know, the like, I guess the best thing would be is just that we're all members, you know what I mean? And I think that's like, that's the benefit of being able to play together is that our faith, right? That's what brings us together. So.
able to help us get Ivan up and running again. And out of all places, they happen to be here at the same time as us.
Well, what did I say earlier, Sky? You should have a little more faith in this trip. I mean, it worked out. Kind of.
You know, I think we're gonna look back at this and we're gonna laugh. I mean, sure, it was a disaster, but we made it through.
True.
This trip is gonna be one for the memory books.
Do you remember that one time when someone was crying in the car earlier about something?
You're one to talk.
You know what I heard by the rock? I heard somebody was Whoa! So the friends in the story had faith?
Yes. See how strong faith is? Okay, let's go eat. All these we pray through the name of the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
I'm the hero of the story, as always.
Do it really sound like that?
Are we still on for brunch after service?
Yes, I have a list of quizzes. What about this Japanese quiz on 17th?
Let's not do Japanese after breakfast.
No more ramen.
We can. That's not bad.
To start new with unanswered questions, ticked off checklist. I can't help but think it's more.
How did you like the film?
It was really good. Yeah.
The
it's-
ending was
Yeah, the
nice.
ending is what, and just how, Vera, her being the only one throughout, the whole thing, just, kind of, she wasn't pushing,
Right.
her necessarily becoming a member on them, but
Right.
like her friends, but just having that faith and kind of just showing it to them, like, this is why I am the way I am, in a sense. Like, this is why like, me being a member, this is my faith. So let me show you. And because of God, God using her as the instrument.
Sure,
right. Yeah. So it was really cute. And then just to see, the big reveal at the end, it's like,
They're all members now.
yeah.
It's active. Yeah, it's really nice. They were able to see her put her faith to work and not just saying it.
Oh,
right?
correct. Yeah, definitely. How do you and your teammates relate to the characters in the film?
Well, for us in volleyball, I feel like, of course, we had our rough times where we couldn't play it right.
Right.
So, but then at the end, of course, we all came together and we reassured ourselves that together we can be able to improve and to be able to trust in God. I remember during our practices, we would always pray. Our coach would always pray for us,
Right.
and that would always reassure us that that God is there. And like Vera and her friends, she prayed for them because she cared for them. So it's nice to see that we can put our faith in God as a team.
Yeah, definitely. And like just like how you mentioned, like Vera praying for her friends, it was like something that each and every one of us did, for one another. Because number one, we of course we wanted to win, but we didn't want to get injured at the same time. Many of us have additional offices, so we still wanted to be able to perform. But I think a lot of it also was just like Vera, being the one who was like, I guess, the most responsible in a sense. Like each and every one have had our own responsibilities because we played various positions on the team. But I think a lot of it also was just having, like you mentioned, Sister Chelsea, like each other's backs when we were on the court kind of thing. It was like just having that faith in one another at the same time. And then like I can't remember which one of the characters always brought snacks, but on the day of our the actual day, the Unity Games, like it wasn't that we brought each other snacks, but our moms, you know, like, and all of
we
our
all
siblings,
have the bananas,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, like all of our moms was like, "Are you guys hungry? Like, did you guys eat yet? Like, eat this," to make sure that we were okay at the same time. And it actually brought all of us closer, you know, just to have that moment, just having snacks and whatnot. And then, you know, even though during the during the games, we didn't win, right? Like, we lost some of our games, but just kind of like Sky, like, you know, when she was going through, like, I can't control this. I don't know what to do. It was like really just the motivating factor of helping one another out, right? Just uplifting each other. Yeah. Like, stories like this to relate to us, like, now, you know, just like Vera having to be far away from the house of worship, like, our local congregation doesn't have that benefit of having a house of worship at that same time. So it's like, to be able to have that place, or, you know, it's amazing though what, like, these brethren are putting out, I guess. It's like, it leaves me speechless, in all honesty. It just really leaves me speechless, because it's not just film anymore, that, you know, there's music, there's, you know, so much more things coming, you know, that the church is working on. So it's really amazing.
And they do it on their own time, right? It's just like, and they get more experience from it, right?
So definitely would highly recommend, you know, other brethren to take a look at, you know, the various films that are out there, the shows that the church is producing. So
you guys like the film?
Yes, we really loved it. It was very inspiring, relatable.
Thank you, sisters, for sharing your insights and experiences with us. Teamwork makes the dream work, and when our teammates are our friends inside the church, it's a bonus, because like our sisters in Mountain States, we can remind each other to prioritize our church duties, to keep the love of the brotherhood, and to pray to God to give us success. Don't you also have teammates and amazing co-officers, dear viewers, inside the church? Give them a shout out in the comments below. Meanwhile, I know we are all very excited at this time of year, because we are 1 week, only 7 days away from the 109th anniversary of the Church of Christ. So please do stay tuned in to the Christian Family Organization's Facebook page and YouTube channel for all the exclusive content that will be released as we head toward that special day. For now, we are back on our local program tomorrow, and next Thursday on July 27, we will be airing a very special CFO Today International episode, and you have to be there. For now, see you next time. Stay safe and stay inspired by Christian living here on CFO Today.